Tommy was a battalion chief for Shreveport Fire Department in Shreveport, Louisiana. 31 years on the job, career firefighter. He was killed in the line of duty 12/12/2009, and he had 18 months left for retirement. So we'll have to have a talk about that when I catch up with him. Tommy was a great guy. Tommy was someone everybody loved, kind of like that fun, mischievous person. Always had a really big heart and a big smile. Was known for his big smile. So everybody loved him. I know everybody says that, but everybody loved him. Just a big heart. Loved EMS. That was his passion. He also flew with our local helicopter program, Life Air Rescue, for about 20 years. He was one of the first paramedics in Northwest Louisiana. Started his paramedicine in 1985. So I was 15. So he was doing what he loved to do with all his heart. Paramedicine was his passion. So EMS and paramedicine was his passion. He loved his children. We have 2 daughters, Alex and Kristen, and he lived every day for those 2 kids and his wife. He was very, very strong family man. He liked to do anything to do with kids. I returned to Memorial Weekend in 2013. My husband was honored in 2011, and I returned in 2013 just to try to take in the weekend, because when you go through it, it's your year, it's really hard to process. So much is happening, so many things are going on, so many balls are in the air, and I came back in 2013 just to step back and take it all in, and I think I was really moved by the fact that I saw so much of myself in those new families, and really developed a passion for wanting to do whatever I can. If it's bring comfort, if it's, I don't want to put makeup on and be a clown, but if that's what I'm led to do, I'll put makeup on and a crazy wig and be a clown and make children smile. Wherever I feel like God leads me to these new families, I feel like that's wherever I get led, that's where I want to be. I started returning in 2013 just for the first look, and then 2014 through now, I come back every year. I never pick an area. I never ask for an assignment. I truly just get here and let God lead wherever it is that I'm needed. And I've made many connections. I hope I'm able to help. Let me rephrase that. I hope that I have helped someone in the course of the last 5 years. But I'm the last gift that my husband was able to give me was connecting to the Fallen Firefighters Foundation, connecting with other families, and connecting with other survivors. And that's the last gift he was able to ever give me. And I'm going to embrace that gift from him in every way possible. What can I say to new families that they find most beneficial? Everybody's grief and their journey is going to look different. Not to get tied up into how they feel like they're supposed to be. There is no supposed to be. Every single person that's going through a loss, it's their loss, it's their journey, it's their story. And to not get caught up in trying to do what other people may want them to do, or how they should look, or how grief should look. It's their grief, it's their story, it's their loss, and it's their loved one. It's very personal, and to just remember that it's a very personal situation. I think the biggest change that I've seen is my fire department definitely embraced me and the children, but it's a small town. So everybody knew the story, and it's very story specific. I think it's broadened. I think it's broadened my perspective for the fire service. There's so many elements going on out there within the fire service that makes this weekend too. There's honor guard, there's pipes and drums. There's so many other things that we didn't have in our small town. Fortunately and thankfully, our line of duty death was the first one since 1983. So no one in that generation had even gone through a line of duty death. So there's no way to plan for it, and there's no way to prepare for it. So it was a very limited knowledge, I guess you could say, of line of duty death and the fire service. But I really believe that my perspective for the fire service has broadened tremendously. I know we talk about brotherhood. I don't think it's brotherhood. I think it's family, and I think it's just this huge collection of men and women with hearts of service, especially the ones that are coming into the foundation. It's just a huge fire family. I like brotherhood, but I'm also a women's liver, so it's not all about brotherhood. It's about family and sisterhood. It's family. It really has. It really has shown me how large across this country, sometimes around the world. I received letters and patches when he was first hurt, and T-shirts from Iraq and Ireland, and I received, like I said, patches and T-shirts while he was injured. He lived in a coma for 10 months before he actually died, and I received T-shirts and letters and condolences from firefighters all over the world. So it truly is a family. It's a family. The foundation, to me, has been instrumental in allowing me to, I think the biggest healing parts of grief is knowing that other people are walking similar paths or same paths as you, knowing that there's somebody out there who is going through what you're going through, and being introduced to that person, whoever it is, bringing those people together with a common thread is what the foundation has done for me to start off with, is bringing me into situations where I'm able to speak with other survivors. And it makes you feel less that you're out there alone. It brings you into a circle. It's a circle nobody wants to be a part of, but it brings you into a circle that really helps you start your healing journey. The many programs, the foundation has many programs. There's wellness conferences, and they used to be called survivors conferences, but now they're wellness conferences, and it's just another avenue that you can find your circle and a collection of people that are going through what you're going through, that get it, that understand it. Again, the biggest thing for us has been help with college and the scholarship opportunities. Has been a great help to us. So I've written several things. There was something I did some years ago when I came back in 2013. Again, I got to take a step back and look at things from a different perspective, and I really became very interested, I guess you could say, or passionate, interested in what the Honor Guard does. Honor Guard is really a group of men and women who stay in the background. They're not out in the forefront of many things. Thousands of them travel this weekend, and they stay in the background, and they're all about honoring our fallen. And it took me back to when he passed away. I actually stayed with him until for lack of anything better to say, until the funeral home took him one way and I had to go another direction. And that's the first time I was away from him in that whole 10-month journey. And I didn't realize it till I came back here that it was where the Honor Guard took over, literally guarding his body, is where I finally got to relax for the first time in 10 months that somebody else had him. And that's what it was like when I got here. These men and women, when they come here to present colors, and that's what we think they're doing. They're presenting colors and they're folding flags and handing coins, but they're literally stepping in to the gap that some of us have carried we've carried having to watch over our loved one for so long in different ways, whether they die instantly or are you dealing with a long-term situation. You're still responsible for them. For the first time, someone comes in, puts their arms around your shoulder, metaphorically, and they got them. And that's what, I saw that when I came back, and the men and women of the Honor Guard just truly are my heart. They do it selflessly, sorry, I can't speak, with little or no recognition, rain, sleet, snow. Like we went to Arlington yesterday with the Tomb of the Unknown. They're out there. Right now, 3 o'clock in the morning, they're out there guarding that person. And for the first time, you can drop your shoulders and you can actually, someone else is carrying your load. And that really struck home with me one of the first times I came back. I wrote a letter, and it went viral. I didn't realize in the Honor Guard world, but I like to write for the journey. I like to write any publication that they ask me to. In fact, Ron has asked that I do write something about my daughters and the one getting to start life debt-free, which is a blessing in the day of student loans saddling our children, especially children who have a single mom that really can't foot the bill for $30,000 a year of a state college education. So I think that's where my next writing's going to go. But I think the foundation has an opportunity for just about anybody and meeting any need. For me personally, they've met a ton of our different needs as far as the need to connect, the need for to connect in with other survivors and programs. Of course, this weekend, the need for honoring our fallen, the very elemental need of honoring our fallen to begin with, but they also the ability to be able to come back and heal through helping. That's another thing that they provide through this weekend. One of the greatest things I think the foundation has provided for our family. Louisiana is a very proactive state for families of fallen firefighters, and the foundation was very helpful in assisting me to contacting my Louisiana representatives and finding what resources were available in my home state. And fortunately, both of my children one attended LSU and one's attending now. And Louisiana is Louisiana has an act on the books that children of fallen firefighter, police, and military pay no state tuition at state schools. That she was fortunately able to receive scholarship money through the foundation. Jointly with PSOB, she was able to graduate from LSU debt-free, and as 24 years old, she started with a 4-year degree, and she started life without being saddled with student loan debt. And it's just, I know a lot of children get student loan debt, and I know it's part of our society, but it's just one thing that she's not saddled with, and I'm very grateful for the foundation for what they do. I know that they are very proactive, getting corporate sponsorship for the scholarships for our children, and I couldn't be more grateful for an opportunity that my children can start life without being saddled with student loan debt. I'm very grateful for the scholarships and the scholarship opportunities that the foundation has afforded them. I think more than anything, the one thing that I would want people to remember about Tommy is Tommy. It's very important to me that he is remembered, and it's very important that his name is spoken. I think it's very important that the name Chief Tommy Adams is spoken. And that would be the one thing I want people to remember about Tommy is Tommy, who he was, and that he existed. He's not a name on a stone somewhere. He's not a name on a wall somewhere. He was a man, and he laughed and he cried and he loved, and he gave his everything to any patient that he came in contact with, and he lived a good life, and he lived a good life, and I just want people to remember him, who he was and who he is.